Well, there's a big congressional fight in Long Island, in Nassau County. Mike LiPetri against Mr. Suozzi. And Mike LiPetri, welcome to Sunday morning. And you've been an assemblyman for 2 years, and now you want to run for Congress. Tell us what the big decision all the people in Nassau County have to make.
John, thank you so much for having us on. It really comes down as a pivotal seat that's going to decide the fate of the majority for the House of Representatives. I mean, we ran 2 years ago in this race with no support and a short timeline, and we came within approximately just 2 to 3 percentage points of victory. So now we're back as one of the top target seats in the nation to flip to make sure we protect the House majority. I'm endorsed by President Trump, Vice President Vance, all of House leadership. They are all in on this race because on top of it, President Trump won this seat by 5 percentage points. So this is one of the 13 seats where Democrats occupied that President Trump won in 2024. And with how tight our race was, without any help, this is a top target seat to make sure we flip and ultimately have Republicans in the House majority working side by side with President Trump to advance common sense legislation for us all.
Understood. Now, County Executive Blakeman has a big race. He's running for the state for the governorship. And the thing with Nassau County, it's the safest county in America. What would you say about the safety of Nassau County?
Well, that's huge. I mean, during my time as a state assemblyman, I was the number one supporter for law enforcement. I was the one to stand completely with police during the defund the police movement. Meanwhile, my opponent, Tom Suozzi, voted against police and voted to betray their interests by repealing qualified immunity, which would have held law enforcement personally liable for conduct occurring in the line of duty. That's ridiculous. All throughout this nation, we protect police and their conduct occurring in the line of duty. But on the federal level, Tom Suozzi and the Democrats wanted to repeal that protection, sell out police. I'm not about that.
Are you saying that Tom Suozzi voted against the police in the last election or the last vote?
Yeah, a few years ago during the defund the police movement, John, Democrats pushed forward the George Floyd Act, which would have repealed qualified immunity for law enforcement, and Tom Suozzi supported that legislation. On top of it, just recently in the past few months, Tom Suozzi flip-flopped on supporting federal law enforcement with funding Department of Homeland Security. He actually first said yes, and then, of course, with the pressure came, he flipped and said no and voted down funding federal law enforcement and Homeland Security. So think about that. This is who's at stake. Meanwhile, I was the one to stand completely with police despite the pressure and despite the intimidation that Democrats tried to launch against me. I was the one that actually rode along with federal law enforcement agents to see what they did firsthand to keep our communities safe as a state legislator, and I rode along with both local Nassau and Suffolk police. So Nassau is safe because we make sure to stand completely with police. We actually work in tandem with federal law enforcement agents to collaborate and make sure we remove illegal aliens, commit heinous crimes like sex offenders and murderers. And I'm the guy that's actually doing the work. That's what we need. So we're giving the people here a choice. Do you want to vote for my opponent, who voted for the largest tax increase in history since World War II, who voted to sell out police, who voted for open borders, someone who all the while votes against voter ID, all the while making millions of dollars trading stocks in Congress? Or you have me, who voted for tax cuts, who voted to stay, who's the number one supporter of law enforcement, who wrote along with federal law enforcement to remove illegal aliens. I was the co-chair of the statewide water quality task force to make sure we protect our water quality, and I was the one advocating for veterans instead of illegal aliens. And that's why people want Mike LiPetri this November to make sure we have the House majority and the next generation common sense Republican to do what's right, not what's easy.
Mike LiPetri, good luck in running for Congress. Thank you for calling in this Sunday morning, and we'll catch up with you again real soon.
Thank you, sir. And all your listeners can follow me online at Mike LiPetri or go to my website to donate today, MikeLiPetri4Congress.com.